Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and I'm finally going to be starting on my 50s journal. I gave a sneak peek in another video with this status of this journal. I've done some prep on it because I figured a lot of this prep is going to be a little bit hard to film. So I'm just going to go over what I did on this, and then we're going to put the journal together. So this is a 50s kit. I believe it was called the add-on kit from Craftideas USA. I will link up below. And for the back pages, I am using Artie from Junk Journal Studio. I'm going to link that below too. But what I did is I glued this onto what they call comic book board. Now I've used it for several things, and it just comes white. They are what, 11, well, 10 and a half by 7-ish, almost 7, and they're pretty sturdy. I've used them for quite a few things, tags, journal cards, things like that I want to have sturdy. But I decided to use them on this journal because the tab style journal I'm going to do really benefits to have something sturdy for the pages, not just thin paper. So that is the comic book board. I did get it on Amazon. I don't know if I'll be able to link it or not. I got it a while ago, but it's pretty standard. People use it when they not use comic books, but collect them in sleeves. They put that in there so the comic book stays beautiful. Hence comic book board. This is the kit, and the way I ended up attaching it to the comic book board was a new method that I tried that I hadn't done before, and I actually used my matte gel medium because I've seen Carrie the Crafter, I believe, uses it a lot to attach things. I'm like, well, let's give it a shot, and I loved it. I thought it was great because you could brush the whole thing with a nice thin coat. I use the matte gel when I cover my 365 calendars to get rid of the shine. I never use it as an actual adhesive. So I did the same technique where I just brushed on a very thin coat and glued the papers on it. I started by just gluing the 50s one on the front, let those all dry. And then I flipped them, I cut them down to the correct size that I wanted it to be. And then I flipped them over and I glued the back pages on there. And I'm going to insert a quick montage of me gluing the back papers on. Well, wasn't that fun? Yeah, so the back papers ended up, the way they're formatted, two different Etsy stores had quite the white border on the one, and I didn't, when I printed all the papers, didn't kind of really think about that. So there's a lot of white space on the back of these. So I did go through and I have inked everything with a my patina, salvage patina ink, and I think I put it away already. Yeah, I put it away. I should probably keep it out for I need it for something else. I just have the small ones of our Archival Ink Salvage Patina because it's kind of a tealish color, so I thought it would be good to do the edges in that color because it really went well with it instead of necessarily the Vintage Photo. All right, so that's what I did for that. So I'm going to just do a flip through for this, show you what it looks like. For this, I like the juxtaposition with the colors and the 50s, a little bit more modern take on it, industrial, scientific looking almost, but it has, the blues on top, pinks on, it has very much same colors, same kind of greens and peaches that went with that. It really went well together. I like the artisticness of the craftiness of the craft room with the sewing machine and that. Again, the street, I put the darker on the bottom because of the street. Again, the greens like the trees, so cool. And then we get to the two back sides because then this was a centerpiece seen from a living room. I sort of laid it out similar to how it would be if I had folded the actual sheets. Like this would have been the center fold out, which would have been one page, and so the back of it would have been not. And yeah, so if I go to this side, that is the tree, and I go to this side, there's the other half of the house. There's the house, there's the house. So I did it so that I pretended that that was the page folded together. Not necessary, but that's the way I did it. Fun bright colors on those. Again, back to the darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. I thought that went well. Lots of colors for that one. And then again, back to the craft room. This is kind of crafty to me. And come on. Oh, it is. They're so thick, they feel like they're two sometimes. We got the kitchen. And back to the outdoors. I like that. It kind of looks like it's gotten rained on, with the same kind of look of watercolors on those. Lots of yellows for that one. I thought was cool. And the street scene, that kind of reminded me of how the road looks. And that would have been like the trees in the sky. And the back of the diner. So yeah, I was quite happy with how two kids from two different worlds came together to make this. All right, so onward to binding. So I'm going to do a binding similar to one I did a long time ago in this journal that had, I ended up using papers on it to do the no-sew binding. And I can't think of what it's called, but it is just tapes that tape it together where we do 3s and then 2s. Now I tracked this journal down. I will put a link in the description of me doing this if you want to see another version of it. Where I did this is envelopes and cards. These are glued together. I don't know if I made pockets. I don't think I made pockets. No, it looks like I just glued them together. Envelopes to put stuff in, where I could put a tuck, and I really thought I left pockets for those. I guess I didn't in the right spot. So this was sitting on my shelf, and I kind of forgot to decorate it. So it's kind of fun that I had to look for it, because I think I might end up using this and decorate it for a fall journal with the owl. I thought that was kind of cool. So I put that in my fall to-do list to decorate that journal. But this is the style that we're going to go for. And I will link that video again to the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to use is fabric tape that I created myself. I will also link that video below, but a quick little thing. These are 2-inch carpet tapes that I found and stuck to it, that I've attached fabric to and then cut it down. This is the last strip that I have, and I found it easier to cut it with this than try cutting with scissors. I don't know if it's because it's slippery. It seems to shimmy it a lot, but I like to cut it with this a little bit more. So, ooh, that was loud. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it at 6 so I can see. So this is, the tape is 2-inch wide. Whoops. Of course, the first one that I have an issue with is the one that I cut on camera. 2-inch wide, and then I'm cutting 1-inch strips. It's not like the mandatory size. I've seen smaller strips being used. I just thought 2x1 looked like a nice size to do, and I think I can get one more 1-inch strip out of that. And I'm saving the few little pieces that I had cut off for possible decoration in the journal on accessories. Okay, so get that out of the way. All right, so I have put together 5 different fabrics that I thought would go well with this journal. We got some greens, because there are some greens in there, and we got some blues and teals that are throughout the whole book. and lots of pinks. So that is why we picked those colors. So I'm just gonna try to randomly push these together. Let's just mix them up because I'm not gonna try to put them as all one, what do you want to call it? Do I have a bucket? I don't know if I have a bucket. Oh, here's one. Okay, so I'm just going to throw these in there, and I'm going to randomly grab the tape to hopefully give a very eclectically random. That has not been cut. I don't know what happened there. Okay. All right, looks like I'm going to have another piece. Okay. I do not know how many tabs I need, so I just cut a bunch. Probably will have some extra, but nothing wrong with that. Okay, so how you start this. Now, the style for these are, that I've seen mostly is 3 tabs, then the next page is 2 tabs, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. So I'm going to go with that. I'm guessing you could do, if you had a smaller one, you could do 2 and then 1. It's just, you go opposite of, to have them hooked together. All right, so we're gonna start with the, oh, that's the back. We're gonna start with the front. All right, so this is gonna be the binder, so we gotta keep that in mind. So the first one we're gonna do is 3. And I'm going to try to make sure that they get kind of lined up with each next one. So we are going to put my glasses on, and we are going to try to do it halfway because that would be the best thing. I don't want to cover the word diner up. All right, so I have 1 inch on the front and then 1 inch is going to go on the back, and I'm going to grab one of my silicone sheets because I don't want it to get sticky. I don't want it to stick down accidentally. Okay, so I'm going to put the one on the bottom next. If I can grab one. And then I'm going to end up centering the best I can for the next one. All right, so I am eyeballing, it probably might be off the screen, the inches down here to make sure that there's 1 inch-ish on both sides. And then the center one is just going to be eyeballed best I can in the center. Okay. All right, so this gets flipped over, and I'm going to push it down really good there. And we're going to do second page. So the second page is going to go this way and flip over here. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to put it in the center of this. All right, that looks pretty well centered. Okay, and that looks pretty centered. Okay, so we're going to flip that over. Got to drop that down a little bit, but that's not too bad. Okay, so that is now pushed down. So what you do next is you take the page below it. I just put on the 2, so you're going to take the one with the 3 and you're going to flip that over. You attach 2, then you flip 3. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is take our next page, and since we put 2 on, this one is going to be a 3. Okay. I think I'm going to put this one at the bottom. And we'll put this one at the top. And you are going to go in the middle. Now, if you don't want to cover up as much stuff on your pictures, you can make these shorter. Like I said, this was the 2-inch width of the actual tape. But if you wanted to just do 1-inch tape, I could have cut it the other direction. That could work too. All right, so we have the 3 that we put on. And we're going to flip that over and line it up. And since we put 3 on, that means we need to fold the 2 up. All right, and we'll do one more. And then what I'm probably going to do is end up speeding this up, doing it off camera, whatever you want to call it. Because this is going to take a bit of time. Oop. I did the 3, now I need to do the 2. I guess the best way to say it is that is too far over. That was too far over. I don't think I can take it off. Can I? Ooh, no. Okay. I know it's probably good that it's not sticking, but I think that is actually hindering me more because I can't line it up as well. See, that should have been over. But I guess a helpful hint is you are going to do the one that is folded as your next one if you forget. All right, so we did 2. We're going to fold up the 3. Okay. All right, so for this one, since I have the 3 folded up and the 2 sticking out, we're going to do the 3. So you're going to tape whatever's folded up, and then you're going to fold up the opposite. Hope that's not too confusing. Boy, some of these come off so easy, and then some of them are just fiddly dee. It was all right. I find that if I bend it, the paper stays a little bit bent and then the fabric pops back. It's the easiest way to do it, but that sometimes does not work all the time. Okay, so we got that. And we got that. I got that, and we got that. Okay. All right, so those 3 are on. So if we're putting a 3 on, we're going to fold up the 2. Okay. So far, so good. All right, so there's the binding so far. Not exactly perfect, but if you want it to be perfect, you probably should get a measure out or something, but I think close is good enough. And I don't want to open this up too much because I don't want it to stick, but so this is gonna end up flipping nicely when we're done and open. So, okay. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna put this on a higher speed and finish it off, and I'll be back to chat with you when it's done. All right, I am back, and we are to the final piece, the back cover. So for the back cover, you just, not much different, but slightly different. You do not add tape to this one because you just need to add it to the back and fold it over. So, and I did forget to mention in the beginning of the video is if you have an even number of pages like I had here, I believe it was 18, you will start and stop the journal with 3 tabs, making it just a little bit more secure on the outside. So you want an even amount of pages if you want it to be as secure as you can on the outside with the most number. If you have an odd amount, the last page would have flipped over just 2. It would work, but I find that having an even number is better. But you can do however many you want, because as you see, you could just keep adding and adding and adding and adding because it doesn't matter. So I seem to keep the 3s pretty good. The 2s got a little crazy there for a while, but in the end, it's still going to work out fine. I have quite a few strips left to play with. As I was unpulling one, I did have one. I pulled the fabric off instead of the sticky part, so I did lose that one. But I still have a few tapes left that I can play with. But yeah, so we have the journal ready to go, and as you can see, it pretty much opens flat. I mean, like this is a little bit higher than this side, but in general, it's pretty flat. Boy, I used a lot of the same one there. I wasn't really not paying attention to it, but I did not. There's my little scissors. I did not really. I went with what I grabbed first a lot. I did change a few as I went to grab them, but I wasn't totally paying attention to what went where. So you can see those 2 are way out of whack. But it gives it character, right? Gives it character. That's fun with lots of colors. That's fun. It's got 4 different ones. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, so appears I have need to clean my hands off a little. The outside ink, when I inked it with the archival, seems to be running off a little bit, but I'm thinking that will stop in time. All right, well, I don't know if I really want to continue with anything else on here, because the next part would be some decorating, and I don't know if I really have anything at this moment yet to decorate with. So I think I'm going to pause the video. The only thing I do have is I had a spare one of these, because for some reason I thought that I needed an odd amount, but then after I realized I needed an even. This was a miscut of the back page. When I was cutting the paper originally, I had miscut this off. So I just bound it with that, but this could always be cut down a little bit more even to add as a journal card or something. Yeah, haven't figured it out, but I really don't have anything pre-made for this in terms of pockets, tags, too much. I'll have to look through my stuff, but I don't think I have too much, but I think I'm going to probably end up using a lot of the Arty kit for tags and stuff, because there's a lot of fun colors in there, making some pockets and journals for that. So that should be some fun to do in the near future. The kit that goes with this on Crafty Cat USA, there wasn't too much ephemera with it. From what I recall, there was a lot of people. I'm not a fan of people. The AI version of the people, the drawn version, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a big fan of adding those to journals. I do Tim Holtz occasionally, but those are more pictures versus the drawn part. I'm not sure why. I'm just not a big fan of the drawn people things. So I did not, that's why I did not purchase the original kit, and I only purchased the add-on, because the add-on only had pages, and I think the pages were actually a lot more fun, I thought to myself. There were some cool pages in the original, a little bit more neutrally background, and some florals and things like that, if I recall correctly. But in all, there wasn't too much ephemera to buy, so I don't have too much that's exactly 50-ish at the moment, but I'm hoping to track some down. for upcoming videos for it. Like I said, I do have my Arty kit that I can make some stuff, so that should be fun. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call this video done. I'm very happy that I finally got this put together. It was kind of a little bit more off camera than on camera, but you can imagine why it would take a little bit longer. But I mean, look how fun that is. So much fun colors in this. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to round the edges or not. That was the other thing I was thinking of doing, is rounding it, but that would take a lot of effort to go around those and re-ink those. So I might just kind of stay away from that. So, all right. Well, if you like the video, a thumbs up would be great. If you have any ideas for some 50s ephemera, if you've seen some kits out there that you thought that, hey Lisa, that would be great, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I don't know if you can put a link in the comments, probably not. Even if you give me the Etsy store name, or not an Etsy store somewhere where you saw a kit, I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and want to see how this journal works out, that would be great. And then, like I said, in the future, I will be doing a version of a fall one in the same style that I did before. Yeah, fun times. All right, well, that is going to be it for me today and my no-sew tab journal. All right, that's going to be it. Thanks so much, and as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.